Hey YouTube, this is Matthew Morgan. Just one little video I'm making. And this has to do with people saying following Jesus is the easiest and best decision you'll ever make. That's a big lie. That's not true. It's actually the hardest and worst decision you'll make if your will ain't strong and you don't know him for who he really is. Let me break it down. Here's the thing. People in church say that following Jesus is the easiest thing they ever did is because they're scared to say in reality, he lets me down, or I feel like he lets me down when I pray for something that doesn't always come through the way I want it to, or they're just that they have that whole fear of speaking bad against Jesus because the fear of them going to hell, honestly. Now let me explain something to you. Anyone who has ever followed the way of Jesus will tell you it's hard and miserable. It makes you want to kill yourself and also makes you want to give up on life and give up on people. Why? Because following Jesus requires love, truth, peace, freedom, justice, and understanding and forgiveness and all that. And trying not to do wrong. Meaning forgiving your neighbors no matter what they do to you. Always trying to see resolving a problem even when you don't want to resolve it. Giving up a lot of your material possessions to follow him, which a lot of people ain't willing to do. And, pretty much, it's just, here's the thing. In this world, you got the church people who say they follow him, but really don't. They follow what they think he is, not who he really is. Then you got people who actually follow him, but they don't go to church. You know what I'm saying? Here's the thing. When you decide to follow Jesus, that's when Satan jumps on you the most. Down in this world, Satan is God. So you ever wonder why someone who does evil gets farther in life than you? Because they're following the one who's in control of this earth, which is Satan. Anyone down here that tries to follow Jesus, you don't get this far as quickly because, Jesus has no actual say-so on this planet. His brother Satan does. And so, Satan, as long as he has people to do it, can manifest his evil works through people. Because since he's not a being of flesh, he can't just, be on earth doing all types of corrupted stuff. So he has to act through people. And unfortunately, there's people down here that prey on your downfall that make his job pretty easy. And to follow Jesus to means not to want to harm people or do evil to people. That whole loving everyone thing that Jesus likes to do, forgiving people all the time, no matter what, which he likes to do. It's hard to follow Jesus because there's a lot of times when you'll want to give up on him because you'll ask him to do stuff for you, but it's like hard to tell if he did it or not because living in this world, you got a lot of problems and stuff, and when you pray to him, you're expecting him to answer you. But it don't always work like that. That's why a lot of people can't follow Jesus because their will's not strong. Like, when you follow Jesus, Satan's going to attack you hard and bad. And there's a lot of time where people are like, Jesus, I thought you cared. I thought you loved me. Why you let this happen to me? You said you cared. And Jesus is up there like, I do care, but you have to understand, you live on earth. That's me and Satan's battleground, not just mine. I really don't have no dominion on earth or rulership, so I can't always just get you out of something or answer your prayers when you send them to me. Because there could be people blocking them from being answered. So, a lot of the time, people just talk that I'm following Jesus stuff. They ain't always doing it. The real people that follow Jesus will tell you it's harsh and it's brutal and it's sometimes cold. and it'll make you want to give up on life and him. It's unfortunately like that. And it won't make you cuss him out a lot more than you think. And I do mean cuss him out. Like, you follow him, you do what he says, he promises you something, it might take years to happen. And you're like, Jesus, what the I thought you said you love me. I thought you said you cared. I prayed to you for something and it didn't even happen. I followed you, I did what you told me to do, and it still didn't work. What is wrong with you, Jesus? You said you love me, but you're letting me suffer. Oh my goodness. Really? You know you don't love me. You don't care. You're a liar. You know, I would have just been better doing my own thing, but no, I chose to follow you. And he's up there like, well, I mean, I love the fact that you follow me, and I understand you're upset with me, but I never said following me was easy. People say that, not me. I never said that. To follow the way of Jesus is probably the most difficult thing you'll ever do with your life, honestly. But in the end, there's a reward. To walk through this life is stressful, but at the end, there's a reward that you are going to want, which everyone will have, just at different times. So I just want that to be known. And people say this world needs Jesus. The world had Jesus, but then the church killed him. So Jesus is no longer down here physically. So now man got to find the truth of life itself. With Jesus just throwing hints, but man got to find it itself. Because if man really wanted Jesus down here, he'd still be here. I'm out. Just remember, there's a difference between people who follow Jesus and people who just say they do. People that follow Jesus will tell you following Jesus is the worst decision you'll make and the hardest decision if your willpower is not right. But here's the thing. Even the church will ridicule you if you follow Jesus the right way. Church, yeah, they will. They only know of Jesus. They don't actually know about him. They know of him. They don't know about him. They know the stuff about the cross and heaven, hell, and the Bible, but they don't know who he really is. And anyone that knows Jesus for real will tell you, his way of life is something most people will be like, I'm not doing that. That's bull crap. Why I always got to forgive? Why I always got to let go? Why do I always got to help people? Why I always have to let shit be just like it never happened? Have to let my enemy always get one over me? I don't understand this. But it's a humbleness teaching there, you know? Anyway, I'm out.